Well, today's adventure is to go out and get a closer look at the Indian Head Lighthouse. And the tide is out at the moment, so I'm going to take a walk out, and just in case I get into a little more water than I planned, I'm wearing my waders, so off we go. Well, there's the car back there. Walked most of the way out. I haven't even gotten my feet wet yet. But that's about to change. We've got a little bit of water to cross before we get to the lighthouse. Great view of the harbour from out here, I'll say that. Hopefully the water's not too deep. Doesn't really matter much anyway, I suppose. I got enough gear on. Alright, crossed the one small amount of water. Probably could have just wore a pair of regular rubber boots instead of these waders, but better safe than sorry, I guess. So let's go have a look at this lighthouse. As can be expected, it looks a little shabbier up close than it does from a distance. See, I'm scaring off some of the cormorants that are hanging around out here. Quite a spot. Quite a lighthouse too. I'll set this camera tripod up and get some steadier shots. A few eider ducks as well. And of course, a whole pile of cormorants. I might as well climb up and have a closer look at things. Reasonably solid. Usual vandalism-proof door. Actually, don't get much of a look at it from up here on the deck. Land on the maintenance cruise, perhaps. Certainly got some cormorant crap on it. pretty good view of some of the other harbor lights here in Summerside from this vantage point. We can see the outer range lights here, the pair of them. The first one on the left-hand side is the one that's on Green Shore, and there's its backlight, its sister backlight. You can also see the inner range light here. You can see it peeking up above the top of the big harbor front building there. See that green light? That's the backlight to the inner range light. And the front one is that metal tower right there with a day marker on it. Pretty far back from this distance, of course. Get a good look here along the breakwater, which protects Summerside Harbour. See the big pile of, I think it's Nova Scotia sandstone, which they brought over here off and on over the years to reinforce the breakwater. It's a fairly wild spot out here when the weather's bad. If you check out my other video on the Indian Head Lighthouse, I was out here on a day after a storm, and there's some pretty big waves breaking over the top of that thing. I can see that the tide is coming in already. There's probably 3 times as much water to cross as there was when I came out here, but it's not very deep. Shouldn't prove much of a problem. You can see another former range light out here. This particular light is now a private residence. Here you can see it. It's got a red roof on it. And that particular light was located formerly in Summerside. And when it was decommissioned, it was purchased, and it got moved, I believe, a couple of times, and eventually incorporated into a cottage out this way. So nice to see an old light being repurposed. See the rather large octagonal concrete caisson, I guess you'd call it, that the lighthouse was built upon. And it's really made out of sturdy stuff anyway. Nice over here out of the wind. You can see the solar panel up there, which powers the light. Pretty useful way to power a light this far back from land. The structure could use a bit of paint by the looks of it, but not surprising considering how rough an environment this is. Well, since the tide's coming back in, I guess it's time for me to head back to shore.